What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Danny the Bull here with God's Entry technical analyst. What's going on, buddy?
Not much, bro.
How you
Catching
been?
up
It's
with
been
you.
a little. It's been a little while since we last spoke.
Yeah, man. I was working on another project. I'm just getting myself back into trading and checking out the charts and whatnot.
Yeah. What have you been trading recently?
Normally I just trade ETH. I've been trading that for the last couple of weeks. Normally when I
Shorting
stick
or longing or both?
both actually.
Yeah, ride it up and down.
Yeah, man. Another way to do it.
So,
Uh,
for those who don't know, God's Entry has a Discord. Do you want to tell them a little about it? What goes on there?
yeah, well, right now there's not too much going on Discord. I'm just do weekly market overviews on Sunday. The idea uh, more so charting at first. I really haven't gotten too much into the trading aspect of it. Because first I believe you have to learn how to chart first before you get into actually managing trades and trade psychology, risk management, trade management, indicators. Basically, just trying to teach people how to, you know, do what they want to do, learn how to trade, or if they want to invest better, and learn how to chart a little bit so you can manage your investment or your trade.
And there are different channels in there. So there's like a channel with some tutorials in there, right? Some basics. A channel for people to chat charts. You got a lot of good people in there. Dan Kun is in there, right? Who else is in there that people would know?
Well, I got a couple other like really good, I guess, coders. They actually, have made a lot of indicators over the years. I've known them. I've relationships with them for multiple years. I've seen the work they put in, and you know, to throw somebody in, just use indicators though. I really that's one my main thing is to teach people how to chart and read price action, and then they can run it, start using indicators and whatnot. But
Yeah,
there's other good traders in there as well. There's some really good, I will say, crypto OGs.
yeah. And every Sunday there's or you try to you've been a little busy lately, right, with life. So, but typically every Sunday he tries to get a market overview live session going on. People can ask questions.
They can,
So it's a good
they can
place to be.
participate,
Yeah.
and you know, hopefully we'll get people to start sharing more charts. So then, everybody helps each other and they learn together. That's how I learned. Learn with a whole group of traders and TA guys. You're not going to learn from one person. You're going to learn from multiple people, and you're going to build your own way. Not everybody trades the same. And everybody uses the same tools. The idea is to find what's comfortable for you.
So I will link that in the description afterwards. So if anyone's interested in hopping into that Discord, feel free. Let's get started. You got a chart up. That is the Bitcoin chart. What are you seeing here in terms of Bitcoin near term?
Here, let me see what I got here. Multiple charts. Make sure I got the right one. Yeah, this is on a weekly, but I'm going to zoom in here on the 4 hour. So we kind of just talk about what's been happening recently. One of the things I've been trying to teach people is I'm more so a counter trader. So I'm looking to counter what everybody else is doing. Because you end up, it's a little rough in the beginning of the trade. But the trade goes your way, you're in a great position compared to everybody else. So this is just one idea, just trying to show everybody what's going on. We're in a range here. So one of the things I was trying to teach everybody in the range is once you identify it, you little zone up here, you only short in a zone, another zone at the bottom, you only long in a zone. Everything in the middle is no trade. The idea is to eventually catch one on the bottom, one on the top, hold both of them, keep the winner. So it doesn't really matter where it goes once it leaves the range because you have the winner. Which is something I was trying to teach everybody a little bit that goes on in Discord. Let me get rid of this for a minute.
And what is that range? 30 to 31.5 or something?
Yeah, it's like 31.5 to what we got here, like 29.8 roughly.
Yeah.
But we'll get rid of this. I know what's going on here too as well. A couple things going on here.
It's been in this range for about almost a month now.
Yeah, and honestly, if you're not really used to identifying ranges, this is where they chop everybody up. because, you're just going back and forth. That's why the only way to play it is the way I showed you. I mean, because here's the real deal. This is why I breakout trade at the last resort if I totally miss my edge trade. But if you broke out trade, it's every time we came up, you got crushed. Either way, all the breakout traders are losing once it breaks out of the range. They get stopped out. That's what we call it, like a chop zone, where you get chopped up.
So by breakout trade, you mean people who are longing beyond that range?
Well, yeah, generally see like we spiked up here.
Yeah.
You'll think that this, we're making, be long the breakout.
Yeah.
So say we anybody came up like above here. I think that right. So every time price broke out here, especially right here, this last one they really got them good. It looked like we were breaking out.
That was the SEC news.
Correct.
Yeah.
But you had a couple other things going. I just prefer not to break out trade. I mean, that's generally how you first, let's say, when you first get into trading, it's the easiest trade to identify. Generally, so we all usually start out there. Well, we also have a channel here. It's like a full flag. Broke the channel. Now we're coming up to retest. Obviously, one or two things are going to happen here. We go up or down. I trade pivots. It's one of the tools I use a lot. And right here is the monthly pivot. We haven't tested it yet. So I'm looking for us to do something like this. Then, test this for support before we go back up in the zone if that's what we're doing. So if I were going to long, I'd probably wait for this area and try to take a long. But also in the back of my mind, I know Bitcoin likes to do this a lot. We call it a BART pattern.
Oh, that's with Bart's head, right?
Yeah, it goes up. Oh, this. And then down we go. So I may try along here. I'll definitely get some sort of reaction at this level. You should.
What level is that? I can't.
28.9.
28.9.
Yeah. Bring up something else. I'm getting into indicators real quick. I'll just show you something here. Takes a minute to populate. So this is just basically like liquidation zones. This liquidity is at. This is a pretty strong liquidity down here. Pretty cool indicator. Just start playing with it. Oops. Basically gives you the colors and what leverage people are sitting at in these zones. And you can, cancel out the noise by getting rid of all the smaller size and medium size and just look at the bigger size orders. And it gives you a leverage. So you actually zoom in here. We'll zoom in a little bit. It's a cool tool that, things you'll find in the Discord.
Why is that useful?
Well, because right now I'm gonna bring this up right here and I'm gonna show you usually what happens once they so this was a bigger player. See all this? Because we usually go from liquidity to liquidity. Noisy. Cancel out some noise. So there's a bigger, see on Bitcoin, there's a bigger player that was sitting right here. They basically took him out. You can see how it turned red up there. This orange zones. Actually, orange is a bigger size order. So as soon as they took him out, they took their money because they were just running for that liquidity. Basically, they longed through all this. Once they broke this liquidity here, it stopped everybody out. They basically had a long to push the price up. As soon as they got that, they sold off and they took their profit. And now look, we came right back to where everybody longed. Right here. So they came for this liquidity because if price is going to go to the path of least resistance. We roll down, we took out this liquidity, now we took out this, we got this. Now we're just in the middle of a range here. Basically, I look at it. The market's going to go to where there's more liquidity because that's what fuels the market. That makes if I explain that properly or not. Well, that's the idea. Those are things we can learn in the Discord and I can share with everybody and show them how to optimize it, whatnot. Turn it off because it makes it a little noisy.
Yeah. So where do you see Bitcoin in terms of this year in the coming months? Do you have any ideas on where you think it'll go? Are you still bearish, or do you think we're in a bull market?
Here, I'll say this. I don't think we're in a bull market yet. No. Could the bottom be in? Yes. Doesn't mean we're not going to come and test the lows. If I go find another. Sure, it's taking a while to load here. Find another example here. Okay. Here's something I have here. We're in a bullish channel here. This descending channel is a bullish channel. But we also have a bearish ascending channel we're currently in, where price is contained within this little channel here. So at best, I can see us, if we even will get there, I do see us possibly getting one more spike up, trap a lot of bullish people. We'll take out the CME gap and then work our way back down, close all these other gaps. So, oops, maybe not go down that far, but that's like my worst case scenario. To come down and fill this last gap. But at the very least, we should come down. Should come down and needs to make, like some sort of double bottom, higher low, or lower low. Obviously, that's going to happen. But we're due for a correction at the very least.
At the very least, you think we're due for low 20s Bitcoin at the
yeah, I mean, we have this gap to take out. There's one at 9,800. I mean, it's 100% of the time. It's like 95% of the time in Bitcoin history we filled the gap. Now, traditional markets is 100% of the time. The main thing here, if I go to, I won't jump around too much, but we'll go to the SPY real quick. This traditional markets.
Yeah.
Make it look too crazy here, but we're in this channel as well. And the problem with traditional markets, there's only 7 or 8 stocks that are actually carrying up this whole market. And that's just really not healthy at all. It's only the tech stocks. I think there's 7 or 8 of them.
FANG and Tesla and whatnot.
Yeah, that's really not healthy. Eventually, we could be at a top right now. What I'm going to show here is we're hitting this one fib, the 7.86. Let me get rid of this. It makes it a little noisy. What I was trying to show people is we have bearish divergence right here. That's the end of this market. And now we have 3 drives. Bearish divergence. Most likely the top is in. Very close. At the very least. We should get a strong correction. And well, there is one fact. We have an inverted yield curve. And I'm sure everybody's heard by now. I mean, I spoke about this, almost a year ago when it first started happening. Generally, after yield curve inversion, we generally have a 38 to like 55% drop to uninverted. So, let's see if we got this. So, this traditional markets actually came down 38%. We'd be pretty close to the COVID lows. So, whatever, 50 brings us to the COVID lows. 58 brings us a little bit lower. So, if something like that happens, most definitely it's going to affect Bitcoin.
Wes brings up a question about the BlackRock ETF that's gotten a lot of attention. Obviously, people expecting that to get approved at some point. Um, whether that would affect the 20K Bitcoin price.
Yes, but I think it takes quite some time for it to come into play.
Yeah. So the SEC tends to move really slow on these things, and the first deadline for that ETF approval is January, and then they can push it back and push their decision back to April of 2024. So I
Right.
think I think that that's what's likely going to happen. They'll likely go until at least that first deadline, and possibly even push it back to April of 2024 if it gets approved.
Yeah, I was trying to tell somebody in the last Discord. Actually, it was my first biggest trade ever. Um, go back. It was the backed ETF. It's in some other country. Go back. Let me find it here. I think it was somewhere around here. This is another chart. I'll show you something else. But this is why I try to teach people price action and not stay away from the news. So much. Oops, hold on. Get rid of this magnet. And you start to, have pattern recognition and read price action. This is obviously descending triangle, which is bearish. My first biggest, trade I ever had was this candle right here. I shorted this, and that was the backed ETF. So just to show you when an ETF comes out and it was actually, announced and it was actually working, the very first 15 minutes this candle started was when the ETF was announced. Just to give you an idea what can happen.
It sells off because it's already priced in.
I'm a little bit more concerned by traditional market, more so than Bitcoin. Is it will take Bitcoin with it, as we found out in 2020. Everything went down with the markets. So,
It's hard for people to wrap their minds around things being baked into the charts and just following the charts as opposed to following the news.
oh,
Can you explain why that is?
it's just weird that they time usually good news is bad news and bad news is good news. And then when you start to, implement that into your trading, it's really noise. The idea is identify it's usually already going to go in that direction by something you see in a chart before the news comes.
Because it's
But here's
baked in, because people expect it and they already bake it into the price.
right, just like when OMI goes, say one day OMI goes on exchange, we're going to see the price go up before we actually get listed on exchange because they're going to tell their friends and family. It happens all the time. Happens in every asset, you know.
It's buy the rumor, sell the news.
Right. But here's an example. This is oil in COVID. So you would think oil would be, pretty good asset to hold. Just to show you, everything goes down when markets capitulate. Bitcoin went to 3,500 that day. Everything went down that day. It was chaos. And that's the kind of moment I'm looking for today at the bottom thing. Because we usually go down really fast. In fact, it's a lot longer to go up. Once we usually start descent, it'll be over in like 2-3 months by the time we find the bottom. That's why I'm kind of thinking like September, October. Hopefully hopefully we don't keep going up here because we on the S&P, because if we keep going up, we're just going to make a double top here. We'll double top and then we'll go down. It takes longer to get to the bottom. There's no way 7 stocks, I don't know. It's only 7 stocks holding up the whole market.
Has the market's resiliency this year surprised you?
Sorry for all the background noise.
I said, has the market's resiliency this year surprised you?
Actually, to be quite honest, yes. Well, because what I learned this year is what they call this the whole time it's just been an inflation trade. Sorry, all the noise in the hallway.
No, it's all good.
Ocean Casino right now.
Nice. Where are you at in AC?
Yeah, man. I just decided to spend a couple days here.
You winning?
I just got here today.
Oh, nice. So in terms of when do you expect Bitcoin that bull run to really kick in? Pre-halving?
Well, let me find another chart here. Yeah, let me load a chart for you real quick. I think this is the one. No, this is okay. Can have this one up.
We'll talk about some alts a little later on. We'll talk about OMI a little later on. So if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat, and towards the end, we'll try to get to them.
I'm just trying to bring up the chart. I'll just show this one real quick while I'm here.
Yep.
Get you the right. All right, this is an indicator. NVT, HB combo. I look at this at the weekly, and it really calls what's going to happen for, a nice long-term move. It only gives you a signal like ever so often, maybe once or twice a year. They're pretty big percent moves. What we're trying to show you is this down here at the 40 line. When we come out of here, whatever color we are, the direction we go. Gives you pretty good entries, macro moves, or swing trades anyways. We're coming below here right now. So whatever we come out of here is the direction we're probably going to go for a really nice move. Problem is we're kind of making divergence on the two, bearish divergence. So I really believe if we're not at the top right now, we're really close for the year. I'm just going to put that out there.
Okay.
And we break 34. Okay. I'll reevaluate. Forget the question. You asked me a question. What Charles was supposed
So I'd
to
ask, yeah, when do you expect like Bitcoin to really kick into that next bull run? How far? Like we know the halving is coming April 24. How far in advance of that?
You see, I got the monthly chart up.
Yep.
All right, so just looking at this in the from the top to the halving, it's like 900 something days. This is back in 15. Top here, like roughly 900 days. So this is when you really want to start to get in. A couple months prior to the halving, I wouldn't say so much back here because you could have gotten in long before the halving, multiple months, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like almost 8 months before the halving, you've been fine. This one I'm a little bit worried about because this kind of looks like could happen like again. We come down because even here we made a bottom and then we came down and made somewhat of a double bottom. Here we made a bottom and we came to, right here we made a bottom. We came back to test it. So that's what I'm looking for. So if this is the bottom, at the very least, I'm looking for it to come back and test it. Then I'll be a little more confident to jump back in the market. But as far as like altcoins, do something like that. So I'm kind of calculating, figuring out some sort of bottom sometime in September and October, then start accumulating there. But I like to see something happen in traditional markets first. I like to at least see a correction after this big move we've had in the last few months. But a really good fact that people need to understand as far as altcoins, you get 75% of your gains from the bottom of the bear market. You actually get 75% of the move after the halving. So what's going to happen is if I go to Bitcoin dominance here, we're already moving up. So as Bitcoin dominance moves up, all the money is moving into Bitcoin because you need Bitcoin to go up to actually have money to flow into the altcoins. People are not putting money into altcoins as much as they do in a bull market in the bottom of a bear market, or at the very least until we're into a confirmed bull market. So as Bitcoin dominance goes up, it bleeds into all, takes all the money from the alts and Ethereum.
What's dominance at now?
Yeah, we're like 51, right now we're like 50%. I believe we're going to come at least back up here to the 62%.
Do you think
Right.
it's possible, as crypto is obviously a young like asset class, do you think it's possible that as it matures, the rules of the game change because people are, a little wiser and they front run things and so they know. I think a lot of people left altcoins for dead after the last cycle. But then they saw what happened in, 2020, 2021, and they saw the wealth that was generated through alts. And I think a lot more people stuck around after, the last collapse. Do you think it's
Oh, yeah.
possible that they're accumulating now?
I think a lot of the levels that they're at now is not a bad entry point for like a longer term investment. But I mean, for me personally, I'm a trader, so
Yeah.
I have a little different mindset. Really need my capital to be working for me the instant, not instantly, but I don't want to be stuck making an entry in a coin and then waiting however long it takes for it to get to where I want it to go. So I could be underwater.
Right. So right. So you're looking to get in and out and make your money up and down the market.
I have a little different mindset, but I do have an idea when I will start shopping for all coins once we get closer to the halving. That's for sure.
And then you'll create your long-term bag.
Yeah, and then my trades will go into. I'll take like this for an example. Say I'm trading, I'm making ETH, or I'm making like right now when I trade, I convert it right to USDT or USDC. When I'm done the trade, it doesn't sit in any coin. The only coins I have are the coins I'm actually trading with. So, because we're in a bear market, so I put it back into a stable coin just so I don't have to worry about the price going up or down. I know what it is.
Right.
Bull market, percent of that will be stable coins. Then some will be allocated to certain altcoins that I already researched on. Everything else, I leave a big portion sitting in Ethereum because if I miss the trade, I'm still making money. Whether it's going up, I'm gonna make money in the bull market. It's easy. Anybody can make money when markets go up, but it's easy to get.
So for people who are just long time hodlers, DCA you think is the way even now?
But yeah, maybe some altcoins are going to drop another 30 to 50%. Bitcoin comes down, but if you know that in the back of your mind, you just don't allocate all your money right now.
Right. Keep some dry powder on the side.
Yeah, just I'm just being conservative because of the economic environment. Nobody really knows what's exactly going to happen.
What do you expect out of the next bull run? It's always fun to talk predictions. Boss is asking about a Bitcoin price next run. Where do you expect it to go? We'll have hopefully with an ETF approved.
I'll be honest, I don't think we'll get over 100K.
You don't think so? Oh, you bear.
No, it's just because it's the diminishing returns.
Yeah.
I'm more into Ethereum than I am Bitcoin. I think we have a higher probability of ETH flipping Bitcoin.
At some point, I think ETH could flip Bitcoin.
I think we'll get very close to it on the next run.
So Bitcoin went up what percentage last cycle?
Let me find out. There's a formula. I saw somebody else use it. Basically, you take percent that it went up from the last bottom, from the last bear market to the top. You multiply and divide that by 5.3. There's another YouTuber out there. What's his name? It's Crypto University or Crypto. I forget the guy's name, but he did it on. I saw him do it. So basically, you take the bottom to the top and you divide that by 5.3, and it tells you what the next top is going to be. So whatever bottom that we're in right now, say this is the bottom. Actually, my fault. You times it by 5.3. Times this by 5.3. And now it should be somewhere around 85K. It's worked from every cycle. I gotta look it up and I can show you the formula. You asked me a question. What was your question again?
No, the question was, about where you think Bitcoin goes next cycle. And you said you think it doesn't hit 100K.
I think I think everybody gets all excited. They come out the ETF and they short the market.
Yeah.
That's what these bigger players do. They short the market.
At some point, there are diminishing returns, right? In Bitcoin, it's not going to 10x, 5x every cycle as it gets bigger and bigger. I think it's going to be interesting. I think 100,000 is a key psychological level.
Yeah, like this level right here. Let me get a new chart here. Let me just make a new chart. This. Just look at all the volume that compared to pre-bull run. Look at the volume we're at now. Do you really think that's a bull run?
No, yeah.
It's not sustainable. This move that's going up, and there's nobody pushing the
There's no
market.
volume there.
Yeah, there's no volume at all. Not that I'm a volume trader, but it's a key signal that they use if a move is sustainable. So, what percent did we go up? Is what you're asking? The last one?
Yeah, I'd ask that question.
Either call this the bottom or this the bottom. Technically, this was the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
No, we went up 2200%, 2200%, which is 22x. I think we're kind of doing something like this. It looks like to me. We're going up here and we're going to come back down. So every time, let's find this one. It's like almost 10,000%.
Yeah.
Oh. Sorry about that. Hit the wrong button. Yeah, let's try. Yeah, so here's another chart that I look at. This is when I'm going to really get into altcoins. So this is ETH compared to BTC. So we're in this descending triangle, which is bearish. At some point, this is going to break. I like this long-term trend line here. I'm looking for ETH BTC to come down and test this trend line at some point. And that's when I'll be jumping into ETH. I'll buy ETH. I probably don't know if I ever own Bitcoin ever again, to be quite honest, just because there's more possible gains in Ethereum for me compared to Bitcoin. I mean, Bitcoin's a safer play. Well, ETH is more used, and there's a lot more use case for it, in my eyes. Now, I may change my mind at some point, but right now, I make more money with ETH. So, this is what I'm eyeing up. This one, ETH, BTC gets this trend line, and also at this point, this is when you should be loading up on altcoins, in my mind, because all the altcoins follow Ethereum. Generally, you will have your outliers that will do other things.
Right.
ETH pulls the altcoins with them.
Typically, it's Bitcoin first, ETH second, alts next.
Yeah, generally, like in the beginning of the bull market, ETH and Bitcoin go back and forth with each other, like pre-halving. Like we'll say we do go down and we have a bottom in like October. From then on, Bitcoin's gonna go up, then ETH, then Bitcoin. They'll push each other up, and they'll get to a certain point. Once you see Bitcoin, get close to its all-time high, that's how you could really, that's how it was in the last cycles, anyways. I don't know what this cycle is going to be like, but they pull the market up. Bitcoin needs to get off and going first.
Looking out like long term in terms of like where you see Bitcoin in the future, do you think like numbers like 250K, 500K are doable?
Oh yeah, most definitely. We got to break that 100K. This will be a really psychological number in my mind.
Yeah. And you think that the ETF approval and all the trillions dollars that these BlackRock and all these people manage will help push it there?
Of course. Of course. I mean, the initial reaction, like I said, they like jump. I mean, think about it. They want to buy expensive Bitcoin? No. So they're going to short it. They're going to use their money to push the price down because they have more money than everybody else. That's my thinking.
And
Because
you
they're
think
not going
that's
to
what,
listen. They're not going to just come out with spot ETF. It's going to be like the Qs, like the triple Qs. You can buy triple Qs, so you can basically when you buy that as an ETF, you long the SPY going up, and they have SQQQ. So now you can short the entire market going down. So they're going to come out with a long and a short ETF.
and they're going to push it up and down
Right, they're going to control it.
and crush
That-
everyone. in
Yeah,
between.
and that's the only part I don't really like about it. But I mean, 'cause I like crypto. I've been in crypto forever. Some people think it's good. It's great. So I kind of have mixed feelings on it.
Yeah. Where do you see ETH in terms of price next run? 7,000. I think.
No. I think ETH can.
I think 7 to 7,500 puts ETH at $1 trillion market cap.
ETH definitely good. I like ETH so much more than Bitcoin.
Yeah.
I was a Bitcoin person until 2018, like basically back here. I'll just show you when I converted to ETH. Right here, because ETH kind of broke out a little bit before. Right here, I converted all my Bitcoin to Ethereum. And everybody thought I was crazy. But it was the best move I ever did. ETH was around like $400 or $500. I held Bitcoin up to this point. I haven't owned it since. We saw what did Bitcoin go up? 2,200%, we said, or something.
Yeah, something like that. 22.
So, because even from where I bought it, which wasn't a low. Oh, that wasn't a low. Hold on. Double Bitcoin. Can't even get on the chart. Hold on. See? Oh. Look what's higher. Basically double what Bitcoin. I would say we could probably have. Here, let's do a fib. Let's do a fib and find out here.
Yeah.
Say the bottom's in. Right? Let's change this up a little bit. To get to 2.618. I think we'll at least get up to here. We can get up to like 15K.
Well,
Like, but at the very least, 7,500 would be your first target. 11 would be your second. This would be your final take profit. So you would have 3 places where you would take money. Obviously, if everything's going up, we'll break the all-time high. You should probably have some. It's gonna be a little tough to break, but we're in a bull run. We're gonna go right past this all-time high.
yeah.
Excuse me. And really, that's when you confirm a bull market in my eyes, because Bitcoin and Ethereum will break their highs before most altcoins will even move. Like the big caps will move, but your money makers, like all your low caps, they're not moving until they get, start moving above their all-time high.
That's when you'll see those coins do like 100x.
Now I found OMI. Excuse me.
Yeah.
I found OMI because I was looking for, because these coins go in rotation, like whatever category they're in, or gaming tokens, NFT category, so on. But I found OMI because I was looking for penny, like I call it penny stock, penny coins, because even the penny coins that don't have any use case, that money flows into them next. That's what OMI was. I was like, oh, this is great. And then I researched it for free, 2-3 days. Fundamentals were great, and I took it and went for a ride. OMI. So I can get my little thoughts on OMI. I know some people are worried about exchanges, because my whole thing about exchanges is I want to be able to properly do TA on it, and you can't do it when there's no buying.
Right.
I voiced my frustrations a long time ago about that. I'm over it.
Yeah. Hopefully they get hopefully they get this utility going out soon, and then shortly after that, they get some sort of exchange, preferably Binance.
Yeah, I mean, let me bring up on me or what?
Yeah, you can bring up Omi.
This is what I thought. Oh, here's the worst case for Bitcoin. Like I said, here's a possible thing that can happen here. Right here, we're in an ascending wedge. Coming into the zone that I told people last year that we're going to have a heck of a time getting to the zone on the first try. To me, this is basically the first try. Yeah, we dipped into here, coming in here again. So, we bounced on this zone multiple times before we broke through it. So, I don't know if the same thing should happen on the way up. Critical zone. Got a major trend line coming down here. Have an ascending wedge, which is bearish. You have CME gaps. I showed you earlier for there. Here's your absolute worst case for it. 2017, I took the bottom. We came down, touched it in 18. We came down, touched it for the COVID crash. So one would think the worst case scenario would be coming down to test this line. And go figure, we have a CME gap at 9,800. I'm not saying it's going there, but there is a probability, and there is a possibility that we can go there. So if it happens, at least you understand. Like,
Yeah. See, I'd have a hard time. I know it's possible. I'd have a hard time thinking that it could get there just because of everything that the markets have endured over like the last year or so, right? With the collapse of FTX, of Luna, of banks going down, record high inflation, Fed rate hikes at a record pace. And still it's, it held, it went below its previous right for the first time.
right.
So in my mind, it'd be like a lot of people say that their target is that $10,000, and they're saying that exactly for the reason you're saying it.
Well, to me, my original target was from when I called it. I didn't get to the very top. I did pretty good, but I called this as this is it, around 48K. And from here, I said 13.8. Well, we got pretty close to it. I mean, 15 changed. I basically met my mark.
Yeah.
Another thing too is if you're in a Discord, called this bottom for everybody. I said we were going to have this correction. This was bullish divergence here, RSI, and it pushed it up. And I said, I don't see us getting past this area. I mean, I thought 25K would have been a nice target to take money, but from that trade, look, we got that. You take the money, came back down, try it again. But definitely think we need to come test this low. This is not just going to be a V-shaped recovery. There's no stimulus or anything in the market to make it do that. There's no volume in the market. I showed that on the other chart.
Yeah.
So it's hard to believe, but
yeah,
nobody thought back here. I can tell you right now, when we came crashing down here, I was in disbelief as well. I was like, there's no way we'll break this low around 6,500. I was like, that's the lowest we'll ever go. I had a short from here. I remember sitting a while drinking my coffee. I'm like, what the heck is going on? I mean, I had a short from here, and I kept holding it. I was trying to hold it here, but that day, the whole thing just went boom. And one day, I was like, holy moly. I thought once you saw that, you think it's over. Your mind thinks, oh, it's all over. Bitcoin's dead. Everybody starts to get panicked for like a week or two. And that's when things sell off. Even I've said, oh my God, maybe Bitcoin's dead. Well,
that's a buy signal.
Correct. Exactly. But if you look through here, like this is a pretty strong zone. We really shouldn't go below here. Price history in here. If we lose this, we're gonna have a long time since we ever seen a long time. All-time high. We really don't want to lose this 10K if it comes down. We might not see, who knows? We never had to deal with this in the middle of these economic conditions. Bitcoin's never endured this type of.
Right, the macro.
Yes. You don't know. Nobody knows. I don't know.
Yeah, and you just prepare for all different eventualities.
I mean, look, if we come out of here for example, now from a trader's perspective, you know what? I'm not really looking to long right here, that's for sure. The idea of time was long was down here off this divergence. But we happen to break above here and hold support, start going up. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go for a ride. We'll take this trade and go up. Wherever it goes, it goes. But I'm not gonna long into this major resistance above us.
Good question here from Newkirk. If Bitcoin falls to that, what's ETH's? What is ETH at?
I mean, my worst case for ETH, I forget what it was there, but I mean, ETH, believe it or not, does that. Just go to a chart here. I mean, I don't really have it prepared, but here, I think it's, I had another chart saved. Just look at the history. So look, we basically bounced from this level here, the support. Let's keep going down, find supports. You know, anywhere's in here. Between 900 and 400. Like you saw with that, how long that wick was on Bitcoin. Once it goes, it goes.
Yeah, when ETH hit 900 this cycle, a lot of people were expecting 500.
Yeah, I was expecting a little bit lower myself. Because, you know, all these different zones here, all these different supports rather. You got all these different areas they can hit. Something like this. Any one of these. Once again, ETH is kind of doing the same thing. It's a weekly here. Let's go to a 3-day. This kind of looks like Omni before it went down. Whatever. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, but and so I can see ETH form definitely below 900. Worst case scenario, 400. Anywhere's down there is going to be a good buy. It's like one step at a time, one level at a time. You don't really want to call that far out.
Yeah, you just keep it in your pocket and know that if things go to hell, then that's a possibility.
Got a chart set up for me.
Yeah, let's check out OMI. It's in the low 0006 range.
I mean, I pretty much already accomplished my prediction. Back in when it was 008, I said we're going to get 000s, and everybody thought I was crazy.
Yeah, I didn't think. I thought that it would get all bought up at 0009, but I didn't expect Bitcoin to fall that low either.
Right, because you kind of get zeroed in OME and VV world, and I even did it before too, during a bull run, and kind of forget that like there's a whole other world out there that affects us. You know, you got to keep that in mind.
Yeah. And these small alts get crushed.
They get murdered.
They get 95% drops, 92% drops. It's part of the course.
It's the right one. That's what I think of me. I put this out a few months ago, or whenever this was. I drew this out. Kind of did it already.
So what's that green box?
This is yearly pivot support. This doesn't hold. I don't know what to tell you. If we, I don't know if we're going here, but this is what I would see for a worst case scenario. I'm gonna do the down.
That's 0004 range.
Yeah. That's my work. That's my next, support. We don't have exchanges, so we don't have correct volume and other stuff. It's really hard. We got this range here. We just keep getting rejected from it. So until we get back above like this 0007 and hold there for like a week. We do that. We get a nice move up to the top of the range. Say we get the candle close above here, the zone right here. Up this. So we got candle. That's a nice 60% move to the top of the range. We get back above there.
It's been
Not there.
rejected off of. There have been a couple pushes to that 0007.
Yeah, I
And it's
really
been
like this.
rejected each time.
Yeah. Right now, this is the supply zone.
Are you still bullish on OMI for the next cycle? You posted a tweet with fireworks.
Oh yeah,
OMI 2025.
yeah. I'm trying to
Think
put
we
people
see
in
some
perspective.
fireworks?
I don't want people to get scared when we have capitulation in the overall markets and like don't think it's going to go to zero, because I've done that in the last cycle and kicked myself in the butt. I had a few coins. I'll show you a coin right now. I totally forgot to sell. It's 17. What it is.
Yeah, if you're not used to crypto markets, it can be a little scary watching your.
Yeah, I can't really. This was not sharp.
It can be scary watching your assets drop 90%.
Yeah, you get scared. Very scared. The crazy coin that I had back in the day. I don't know if this is why it's not bringing up the chart that I'm looking for. Just a bad example. Iron. So this kind of looks just like OMI, right?
Yeah.
Find another one. I forget what exchange it was on. But anyway, this coin at one time, it's the same price as OMI right now, just about. But it did this in the last run. This is where this coin was. I can't find the correct chart, but look, it did the same thing as OMI. Because that coin used to be this cheap before. And guess what? The next bull market is going to do the same thing again. They're all going to go up. Any coin, especially these penny coins, they go in their own categories themselves. Everybody's just going to throw money in it. Just hope it goes up. They don't care about the fundamentals. They don't care about anything. Everybody's just throwing money around from one sector to the next. So OMI will go up with or without utility, with or without an exchange in the next bull run.
Just by surviving.
Just by being relevant.
Yeah.
All I have to do is stay in the top couple hundred, top 500. It'll go up. I mean, they have a working product. This is the chart. Before I sold my last OMI, we broke this trend line.
So you got out of OMI up there.
Try to tell everybody. I mean, I said we were coming down here to this low. I had this marked out way back then. I was looking for the low because I know these markets bleed out like this. That's how I was able to call 0009. It wasn't like I just study the market. I mean, these are great prices for next bull cycle.
Yeah. So where do you expect? Do you have a target for OMI next bull cycle? An expectation?
OMI chart has the. I really haven't been looking up lately.
It's hard to find the chart that has the whole.
Yeah, that's what makes it so frustrating. I wish we were on exchange.
I know.
It really gets me upset.
It's annoying.
It is. I want to save, but I don't. Forget Kay used to tell me which one to look it up. I stopped looking at like because there was another exchange I had it, but they got rid of them. Let's go back to Where we hit 0.2 or something like that, 2 cents or something.
I think it was a penny and a half around there. Was
This
the
is the
high.
top. Okay, that's this chart. So just do the same thing again. The only way you can predict this is with fib extensions, that I know of. Not going to be fundamentals or any of that other stuff. Fundamentals are good for long-term investments, and that means 5 to 10 years. Here, boom, boom, boom. Whatever. Say we do go down to 0004, right? Well, we can hit all these. Your first target is going to be 2 cents, 1.618. Your second target is going to be 3.5 cents. And the most you can expect from fib projection is 5 cents.
Which is
And
where
that's
that's exactly where I think the high of the next run could go, because I would put it at around a $10 billion market cap, which is higher than what Sand and Decentraland Mana did last cycle. So every time I think about where it could go next cycle, 5 cents is for me the top.
please, we got to be on an exchange by now.
Yeah, that's with an exchange, with utility, and
I mean,
them
without,
hitting their cattle.
without an exchange, prices are going to go up either way because the crypto people, they know how to get it. And they're going to move their money around. So the price should get there either way, to be quite honest. It is really hard to do TA on something like this,
Right.
and that's my forte, TA.
So you think that even with Omi not, if they don't deliver on all the things, all the utility, that they could still get the 5 cents?
Yeah. Like I said, I would start taking profit around 2,000.
Yeah, and I think that's key, is take profit.
I would go like this. I would have.
So what would your take profit levels be? I think that's important for people to plan out from now, because people are going to be reading Omi to $1. They're going to be caught up in that euphoria, Omi to 50 cents.
Yeah, you could find any way to make it go where you want to go mentally.
Right. You
It's
can
not going
convince
to happen.
yourself, especially when that euphoria is pumping.
I mean, it even happens to me as a trader sometimes. I'm not perfect.
Yeah.
I even get caught up. I just been through it enough to identify it when it's happening. Try to catch myself. Those would be my 3 take profits. This-
And what are those levels? It's small on my screen.
I'm going to open it up for you.
Okay.
Just get rid of this. So it doesn't. Is that better?
Yeah.
There you go. Send it, save it, document it.
Hmm.
That's where I'll be taking profit. And then you can save a portion. Who knows? Maybe it runs. But guess what? What did we make here? Let's find out what we made here. I mean, even these, like, listen, everybody who bought the tops and got whatever. I mean, you're gonna be good. You're gonna be good. You just gotta be patient. Don't get scared. That's simple. If it goes to zero at this point, what's the difference? You're already down. That's how you gotta look at it. Because I had coins that were down like this that I had like $1,000 in, and on the last bull run, they paid me like $50,000. And like, what's going to happen when we go up here? People are going to start getting out of their position because they held it for so long in despair. You might as well just wait. You waited this long. Well, here, let's find out how many X this is. Oh, that's a 32X, 50X, 72X. That's not far fetched. I think you get between a 35 and 75% X.
Yeah.
Oh, very possible.
So
Extremely possible.
Sandals is asking what those take profit points are: 2 cents, 4 cents, 5 cents.
Here. on the screen so I never can see it. Actually, I could just go like this. That way, I'll finish it all.
Yeah.
There's another way I could do. I just put the price labels.
So
I'm even rusty. I'm even rusty.
that's about 2 cents, 3.5 cents, 4.5 cents would be your take profit levels for OMI next cycle.
Would have 1, 2, 3 take profits and save a quarter for whatever happens.
Yeah.
And then you're a winner either way. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, let some of it run. So you still have skin in the game in case it does something unexpected.
But plus, when it gets these levels, God forbid, I mean, just say, all right, just for example, you don't take your little take profit that you already had set up. We reject. Say we do something like this, you're going to get scared and sell even a bigger position because you didn't take your take profit, and then we go all the way back up.
Yeah.
So when you get here, take profit, it takes stress off of everything.
Yeah, it's the emotion of it will mess you up.
You
And
say
it'll
we can.
force you to make decisions that you wouldn't have made.
No, your emotion will make you make every wrong decision.
Yeah.
Generally.
Which is why it's important to make a plan. So whatever your thoughts are, if you're watching, whatever your thoughts are on wherever you think your things are going or OMI's going, plan it out ahead of time. Take your profits. No one goes broke taking profits, and you don't want to get caught writing it down once the cycle is over.
It's horrible. I've done it. I know what it feels like.
Yeah.
So when you get here, I mean, have a plan and stick to it. Don't deviate.
Yeah.
Plan, things go wrong.
And it's okay if it goes higher. If you take profits at 2 cents and it goes to 3 cents, at least that money's in your pocket.
Yeah, because you took
you hold on and then it dumps, you got nothing.
Like an idea is where you take 25% of your position off the table.
Yeah.
Now you got another 25% you take off here. And you got another 25 you take off here. Then you have another 25 to do whatever you want with. So,
and when you do that, it's DCAing. It's like, you DCA in, you DCA out, and your average exit is actually at like 3.5 cents.
because I want to say something too, just to make sure everybody understands. I mean, whoever bought and is stuck from buying the tops, you can't even look at there's you can't even look at it in lower time frames. Whoever bought these tops, I mean, this could be a good double bottom here, to be quite honest. Don't go by me saying they could go to 0004.
Right.
If you plan on lowering your average price, like, I don't know what you're looking for, because if you got stuck way up here, even here, I mean, 002 or 3, like, buying down here is not a bad idea, in my opinion. I'm just saying, don't put it all in and expect it to magically go up.
Yeah, and people say, well, you said it's going to 0004 and it never went there. But it's important to remember that, one, the cycle is not over. And two, just because you're saying it's a possibility doesn't mean that it's going there. It's just a possibility.
Yeah, I'm just trying to prepare you for worst case. In case it goes down, you're like, oh my God, OMI's going to 0. No, we can go there because that's where we have fib pivot support.
Yeah.
People want to say TA doesn't work, but I've been seeing it work for a long time.
Yeah.
Like, this is a great average price where it's at now. If you're trying to bring down, your other average, your other price that you got stuck at.
Yeah. I actually got to run, but I have one more question here from Vidiman. How long do you think the next bull run lasts? You think it keeps with previous cycles? Which would put it at like end of 2025?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the data until it stops working. I mean, we usually extend a little bit longer. Each cycle is a little bit longer, but not by much.
Yeah. So typically, if we stick to previous cycles, you can expect us to run through the peak to hit like end of 2025.
Yeah, that's why I said 2025 in that tweet. Just basically just relax and hold on to OMI 2025. You're gonna look back and look at these prices, whether it's 0009, 0006, 0040. You'll be like, why was I even thinking about what price it was at this point?
Yeah.
Where they have exchange, no exchange, it's gonna go up.
Yeah. And there's plenty
It
of
should
time.
go up.
There's also plenty of time for them to execute. We tend to like want things now, and it's frustrating that they haven't delivered on everything. But this bull run, it hasn't even kicked off yet, and then you still have another year or so after it does kick off. Yeah, I got to run. Thank you so much for coming on. It's always great talking to you and hearing your insights. I think it's valuable for people to hear strategies and get reassurance about things.
Yeah, man, you gotta just be no emotion, and whatever goes up comes down, whatever goes down goes up. So just sometimes you just gotta be patient, hold out.
That's the key. That's one of the things I've learned from you and talking to you is patience. And so I do recommend people jumping in that Discord. I'll post it in the description a little later. Definitely you'll get some knowledge out of there.
Cool. Yeah, I plan on building out a little bit more and hopefully provide some quality information for everybody.
Yeah. Thanks again for coming on, brother, and good luck in AC.
I will. Thank you so
Put it all,
much.
put it all on red.
No, black.
Only circle, put it all on red.
All right, brother.
Peace out.